What's up? What's up? This your boy JG back with another video on music tips and reviews of JG. Appreciate y'all for watching. As always, tune into my channel so you be updated on all my latest content. Channel's steadily growing. I had an interview not too long ago with a new artist, Cooper Way. So check out that interview. Also did a the Christmas album review. Had a lot of interesting comments. But I just be honest on my channel, speak my opinion, on albums. You get negative comments, you get, constructive criticism. It all comes with this YouTube thing. But I appreciate the views, appreciate y'all for watching. And so I finally heard this Chris Brown album, 1111. 1111 stands for it's a certain meaning to 1111, as far as numerology. It stands for, it's an angel number. And so it's interesting, he started his album with the song Angel Numbers. I noticed Breezy was, started off with a kind of subtle song. And this album starting off the same way, starting off, easy. And then, it's getting to the fast songs and stuff like that. But, interesting. The question is though, is this as good as Breezy album? And I think it's close. I think it's very close. I think Breezy album has some good writing on it. This album is more like a vibe album to me. It kind of it's reminiscent of. It kind of took me back to Exclusive album on a lot of songs on this album. But I like the album cover. I like how creative he was on this album cover. The only thing with Chris Brown though, and I gotta be honest, I think he push out. He's always on his grind, doing over thousands and thousands of songs. But I think when he puts so many songs on the album, it's like so many a lot of the songs is very good. But I think when with him putting a whole bunch of songs on the album, it kind of takes away from the greatness of each song. So but that's not affecting my review. And I also wish that artists in general would go come back with a really thoughtful sequence to an album. That's kind of the downfall of today's industry. Artists just want to push out albums, and they don't really care about the sequence. As long as they're good songs, they just throw it on the album. That's another thing I kind of is against. I miss interludes and stuff like that. But I thought this was a pretty good album. Angel Numbers, that was good. Sensational, I like that single. And this album, he really got into a lot of Afro beats and stuff like that. Just really that international sound that we love from Chris Brown. I love that sound from Chris Brown when he get into the Afro beats and stuff like that. I think he really tapped into that on the last album with Wizkid. That vibe. A lot of people like Press Me. That was good. That's On You. I thought that track was okay to me. This was kind of my least favorite song on the album with Future. I think, just me personally, I feel like Chris Brown should have went to Future's world. I think they should have got ATL Jacob to do a track, and they do their thing on it. Feel Something is one of my favorite songs on the album. Incredible melody. I think this album, as far as over Breezy album, I think the melodies are better on this album. I love the melodies on the songs. Best Ever, I think this was a different vibe for Chris Brown with Mater on it. No One Else featuring Friday, I thought that was pretty good collaboration. Shooter, that's one of my other favorite songs on the album. Going back to that Afrobeat vibe. Nightmares, like I said, he really tapped into the Afrocentric sound. Very Special. That wasn't bad. I like that one. Messed Up. Like I said, so many songs on the album, but I want to get to my favorite songs like Stutter. Of course, Summer Too Hot was a good song. I like Closure. Closure was good. And Views. I think that was my favorite songs on the album. Overall, I just love the whole album as a whole. I was kind of afraid that I wouldn't like the album because, he just released Breezy last year, and so sometimes I feel when they, do back-to-back albums, that the second album won't be as good or not as anticipated as far as the sound of it. But I love the sonics. I love the sonics of this album, and that kind of pushes my rating for this album a little bit, because I just love the way he pushed himself on this album sonically. I love the vocal effects they use, and I might be wrong, but it sounds like it's a different engineer on some of the songs, because I know the way Tizio, shout out to Tizio, he's one of the main engineers for Chris Brown, but he has a certain sound to Chris Brown's vocals that I love, and I feel some of the tracks on this album wasn't mixed by him. I might be wrong, but from a sonic sound standpoint, I love the album, and it kind of gave me a mixtape vibe. This album, and kind of like the X-Files. I don't know if y'all heard the X-Files mixtape by Chris Brown. It came a little bit before the X album. But I like the album overall. I think it's a pretty good vibe. I think he stuck to a certain theme better than Breezy album. I think Breezy album was all over the place to me. But I think this album was more of a sonically themed album. You really had a lot of Afro beats. You had a lot of just straight R&B tracks on this album. A few pop tracks sprinkled here and there, but I think majority of it was two main sounds sonically. R&B, straight R&B, and Afro beats, and so I think it's pretty good. I was surprised how much I would like this album. Like I said, him doing two albums back to back, and so my rating, I give it an 8 out of 10. Give it an 8 out of 10. Pretty good album. I think he pushed himself. Very experimental album, with different sounds, different vocal effects that I noticed he haven't used into this album. It sounds like he used a little bit more auto-tune on a lot of these songs, and a lot of these songs sound like songs he probably recorded way before, and he just put it on this album because it fits the mode of this album. So I give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was very good. A lot of songs I loved, on this album. And I like that he got, the track list is a little shorter, and I like that. I like it's not too many songs. Like the most I would put on the album is 16 songs, but 22 is not bad. It's not bad. So leave your comment what you thought about this album. Appreciate y'all for watching. Leave your comments, and let me know what you thought. Give me your honest opinion about my review, and appreciate y'all for watching. And until next time, all right, peace.